Hey friendos, welcome back to Dergy be Playin, Persona 5 Royal. So, pretty sure that even without Morgana here, I feel like there's this cat that's forcing me to go to bed, but there isn't a cat here. What the shit? Anyway, let's go to bed. Oh, well. What's up, Ryuji? Excuse me. The thingy on your phone with some red eyeball icon, right? Right. We ended up at that weird place when we used this nav app, right? I found it on my phone, too. I don't even remember installing it. That's creepy. For real, what is this thing? Think it's being downloaded on its own somehow? It's dangerous to use something without knowing what it is. But with it, we can go to that weird place, right? Seems like it, yeah. So I guess we really have no choice. Basically, it's gonna depend on how we use it. Yeah, sounds about right. Although, of course, we don't know if it could do something to us, like keep us stuck there or something. Like, could you imagine if your phone died in there? It's probably impossible to come back if you think about that. That's the spookiest thing we've ever heard of, but it's okay, because this game doesn't even explore that possibility. First we gotta find evidence for the beatings. I'm counting on you, alright? They'll go to school on me. Which is probably the last thing I would imagine Ryuji would say. But because he has a reason to go to school, and that he's counting on us too as well in order to do something, it makes sense that he'd say it then. But it's still an odd thing to hear out of Ryuji's mouth. Oh, don't skip school, man. Anyway. Gotta stay in school even though I don't. Actually, well, I don't know if he skips classes and stuff, but maybe it's because of the delinquent air he puts on, and it is an air more than anything, I would say. It's just an attitude reaction to Kamoshida being a bastard. Being an asshole. As far as I'm aware, as far as I've interpreted in the past, in my past playthroughs. Hello, Igor!
I thought about resuming our previous conversation tonight. That is why I have summoned you. What are your thoughts? Are you becoming accustomed to this place?
Yeah. Feels weird to become accustomed to a place like this, but yeah, it kind of seems to fit me. I guess this really is the inside of my heart, as much as that it feels ludicrous to even think about.
Ah, glad to hear it. It seems you have nerves of steel. The goal of your rehabilitation is to thwart the fated rune. However, such a feat cannot be done by you alone. Today, you entered a partnership with someone who awoke to the same power, did you not?
Ryuji, yeah.
Involving yourself with others is an important foundation for your recovery. You've done well.
Why, thank you there, mysterious creepy man. That isn't actually the mysterious creepy man that we all know and love. Even though he looks like him, the voice is a dead giveaway. It's a very interesting thing.
That said, I am not advising the formation of superficial relationships. It must not be a frivolity, but a ring of those who would, by morals or faith, lend you their strength.
You know, games like this, kudos to this game, because I think this needs to be talked about more. Superficial and surface-level relationships, you know, are the norm these days. It tends to be the norm with all the technology and all the fast, you know, thing we've got going on, and, you know, games like this really just kind of hammer home how important it is to actually form connections with people as much as possible. And the thing is, what I've noticed is, you know, what's helped me is going outside what your normal circle would normally be is the only way you find deep connections in my experience if you are, like me, a millennial who's growing up in this day and age. Because most people around our age are still probably struggling with the whole tech world we put ourselves through. And, well, I mean, I say that as if I'm one of those people that believe that tech is ruining America. Now, yes, or not America, the world, or whatever these people believe. But I feel like, yes, there's some certain challenges, but I feel like if anyone can adapt and use this technology for good, it's the people that grew up with it. Change the landscape of the technology to something that's a lot fairer for more people. At least, you know, generally, if not across the board. Because I'd like to believe that one day there's not always going to be bad apples. But it's smart to at least assume that, you know, to prepare for the possibility that there's going to be bad apples, you know. But regardless, friends, let's keep going.
In other words, they are bonds with those who have been robbed of their places to belong. The expansion of said ring will, in return, help you mature as well.
Personas are the strength of heart. The stronger the bonds that surround you, the more power your personas will gain.
There are countless people in the city who have talents that a weakling like you doesn't.
Wow, way to say it, asshole. Jeez. Stop being an asshole, Caroline. Although you're, like, super ultra mega tsundere mode, so of course you're gonna be like that. Actually, I don't know if tsundere's the right thing for her. She's just a fucking dominatrix type. And whilst I'm kind of subby, I'm not really into the whole anger thing. The whole, like, super forceful thing. If I had a dominatrix, I'd like her to be more like, Justine, actually. Anyway, sorry for this. I'm sorry for talking about this kind of stuff in regards to lollies. I don't mean that I like children, I don't. But, you know, they portray themselves in ways that are very suggestive, just like a lot of lollies and a lot of Japanese stuff, because Japanese obsession with youth, I guess, or something like that. Yeah, it's a bit weird to think about, especially over here in the West, but, yeah. Anyway, confidants. Confidants are people who you trust who share a similar goal. You can find these people in places like school or around town. Try forming bonds with people by visiting them multiple times, earning their trust, and proving your value. Once you have formed a bond, you can open the menu with triangle and select confidant to check the strength of your relationships.
Indeed, you should be prepared to use even myself, or your ambitions will not come to fruition. We have a deal then.
Feels like Igor has high expectations of me.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow.
Yai.
It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity.
Double yai.
With the birth of the Fool persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
Triple yai. Prison Master. Fool. Wild Talk. Allows you to negotiate with shadows after performing a holdup. Arcana Burst. And there we go. Now we finally... Okay, that's how we unlock the negotiation thing, which will be tutorialized next time we go into Mementos, or go into Kamoshida's palace. I think, technically in this playthrough, we don't know that Mementos as a whole exists yet, so... Anyway. Bonus XP when fusing personas based on their Arcana's Confidant rank.
Alright.
You've unlocked the full Confidant. Yeah, you have learned the ability Wild Talk from Igor. Double yeah. You've learned the ability Arcana Burst from Igor. Triple yeah. Confidant abilities. People you have formed a bond with have special Confidant abilities. Your Confidant rank indicates the strength of your trust with someone. As this rank increases, more of their Confidant abilities will be unlocked. Press triangle to open the menu, then select Confidant. From there, you can check each Confidant's Arcana rank and abilities. Beautiful, sexy, wonderful.
Well, you will understand it all in due time. Continue devoting yourself to your rehabilitation.
Will do, friendo.
Now this conversation's over. Get lost, inmate.
Fine, asshole. Stop being mean, Caroline.
How annoying. We've barely started high school and already they're making us play at a volleyball rally?
Yep, because of Kamoshida's asshole ego.
And why are they pitting us against the teacher team? Kamoshida's gonna crush us.
Because of Kamoshida's asshole ego. And the principal feeding it like an idiot. Not like an idiot, like the idiot he is. Let me correct that.
We get to see his technique
being
live and in person, though.
the cowardly
we should totally get spiked on.
I wouldn't recommend that, because he spikes people on purpose just because he hates them, like Mishima, like we'll see later. So yeah, fuck that, and it hurts. It'll be very clear that that hurts.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna get your face smashed in. Just look
Yeah,
how
exactly.
banged up the volleyball team is. What the hell goes on during their practices?
Kamoshida is literally abusive in a physical way to them. That if it got out at all, he would be in motherfucking jail. That's what goes on. But, you know, school's reputation, basically, and that's why he gets away with it. So, fuck priorities like a school reputation. That shouldn't be priority in real life. That, it is sometimes, but reputation should not mean shit to people. I think, honestly, reputation is just an egoic ideal that people at the top tend to cling to too hard and then forget their fucking humanity. And that's why shit like this happens. In real life. Anyway, yeah, that shit should go away. I promised myself that I will never do anything like that in my life. I absolutely have 100% faith that I won't. Just like I have 100% faith that I'll never become a smoker or an alcoholic or any kind of addict like that. Or abusive, you know. As you all know, today is the volleyball rally. Head to the gymnasium once we've changed. Got it? Alrighty. We'll do, motherfucker. We'll do, motherfucker. Ow. But yeah, he keeps... I think he's purposely hitting students just because he doesn't like them. Teachers, you are not helping. You are escalating this entire situation by feeding his massive fucking ego. Mishima hug. See, I think honestly, Kamoshida's like, he's not playing. Boom! Just watch this. That's just bullshit.
Pretty boring, right?
Yeah, on hug. Yeah, Joker can clearly see that she is not having a good time. I guess he looked to Ryuji and he's like, I guess they know each other, huh? Ow. Poor Mishima. I'm glad they didn't show it, because that looked painful just by how he bowled over. And see, look, he just glares for a second. It's very clear that he doesn't give a shit. And then he's really good at acting like he gives a shit.
Alright, let's resume the match.
I think he literally was looking over at Ryuji there. Poor On, man.
That asshole's acting like a king over here, too.
Yep.
Get to know each other better, my ass. It's just a one-man show for him to stroke his ego.
Yep. By the way, Ryuji's voice actor, people, I love how well he conveys Ryuji's emotions. He's just spot on, and his goofiness, and just kudos, man. The voice actor makes Ryuji for me. Awesome, man. I love just hearing him be angry like this. It's just because it's so well expressed. Kudos, man.
Oh, and how he acted like he was worried about Mishima. Oh, what an abusive D-bag.
Yep. It's okay. We're gonna be fixing him. We're gonna be yanking that black nasty heart out of him, replacing it with one that's gonna make him atone for his crimes. Willingly.
Well, anyways, now's our chance to go look for the guys we saw were slaves yesterday. Let's look for the faces we saw at the castle. All the members of the team should be here today. I'll be sure to find someone to spill about Kamoshida's physical abuse. Just you wait, asshole.
There definitely is, to me, speaking of what I just talked about, there definitely is, to me, a loveliness to the idea of... It's a therapeutic idea to be able to imagine being able to change someone who's evil, so you don't have to hurt anyone, but that person is no longer hurting people. You know, that would be awesome if that could happen in real life. It's kind of soothing to think about that you know, this world where that's possible, you know? Because that would be a handy thing to have in real life. Oh boy. We could, if anyone could do it, I mean, there'd probably be a war for trying to make people like us more obedient, but then, you know, we could also make people who are completely evil not be, I think. I mean, if everyone had the ability to change hearts, think about it. You could probably use that to some sort of nefarious end, right? I'm sure people would think of a way. Like, even if it worked exactly like it did in this game, I'm sure people would think of a way to use it for their nefarious ends. I'm just... Like, if this existed in real life, I just really hope the ability to cause mental shutdowns doesn't exist, because people will use that for all sorts of evil ends. You know? So anyway. Yeah. Where are you searching?
The first one that popped out was a guy from Class D, so let's start from there.
Okay.
That's your class. Hopefully you can get him to talk without any issues. People have been avoiding me lately, so...
Well, it's probably going to be a problem for me, too, because, you know...
Oh, but...
Yeah.
You're kind of in the same boat, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately. But he's like, well, let's go try anyway. I love Ryuichi, goddammit. Quick travel, especially because he reminds me of me and how hurdy-dur I can be, how forgetful and how gung-ho, you know, especially those two things. You can quick travel by bringing up the map with R1 and selecting the location you want to move to. But for now, I will leave it here, so have a lovely day, friends. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to. It'd be awesome. Have a good one.